in that presentation that the Riley McCree goal was your favourite goal, the scorpion kick.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what you think Riley winning an award like that would do for a competition like the A-League? It is the biggest football competition in the world, but people have seen that goal all around the world.
First of all, it creates attention, and attention is always good. It brings a lot of important stuff with them, so sponsorship for the club or attention on the league that this is existing, and we see this every year with all these goals being scored. I don't know if you guys ever watched the league roundup of just the Championship and League 1 and 2, and see the incredible amounts of goals that are scored, but also the quality of them. And very often they don't get a lot of limelight and a lot of spotlight. But I like it when such an important award like this is, that it has room for goals like that. Is an incredible goal. You try to do that. All guys all try to do that. You put a ball behind you and then you run that way, and at the same time you flick it with your back heel. That requires some skill. And you expect that from Ronaldo, overhead kick. Yeah, we've seen this before, It's brilliant, but it's Ronaldo. This is what he's doing. That's what Bale is doing. Bale did it in the Champions League final. That's kind of cool, But when you see it at that level, and it's just an incredible goal.
Do you think he can win up against Bale or Ronaldo, or maybe not a chance?
I think the problem that he has is that he's got a smaller following than Ronaldo has. Ronaldo's reach is different, so all he has to do is to use his social media channels to get the votes, and then he will win. But if you look at if you go top level on those goals, I think the one goal I then would vote for was Gareth Bale, because he did that in the Champions League final, and to do that in that level is special. And I don't know if you remember when Zidane did it. I mean, for someone, and that's still, considered one of the best goals ever. So, but we're fingers crossed that people will look through all the fame and fortune.
You said Ronaldo's obviously got a bigger following. Do you think Luka Modric has got a genuine chance of winning the Player of the Year award? Because obviously Ronaldo's the glamour name, but Modric has had a better year, hasn't he?
But I think the voting system actually caters for that, because the following is only 25% if you go by pure fans. So you have the captains, you have the coaches, and you have the media. So in that kind of thing, you kind of cover everything. You cover emotion, cover rationality, analytical brains, people who are in the game, actually playing actively. So for me personally, I really hope that Luka Modric will win, because I think what he did in the World Cup was very special, and he's that kind of guy. You kind of forget that he's in that Real Madrid team that wins everything in Europe. It kind of, you think it's Toni Kroos or Ronaldo and all these guys, but he's there and he's providing everyone with opportunities to score goals. He scores himself. He works hard, and he's this quiet guy we know from Real Madrid. But when we saw him in the World Cup, he became a majestic leader. He was wearing the captain's armband, and he was leading from the front. And as I said up there, he was the first guy to put a tackle in. And we saw a side of Luka Modric that I hadn't seen that before. I think before the last game against England, or the game against England, he was leading the most distant covered. I mean, for someone, I was surprised to see that. But that just shows you how much effort he put in. And on top of that, he was Luka Modric. He was playing the same game. He was putting all these passes in. He was scoring goals. And I just think that I hope that whoever votes will also look at all this. And Cristiano, 15 goals in the Champions League. How can you compete with that? It's 6 years running. He's a top scorer in the Champions League. That is incredible. His World Cup wasn't great. Not down to him. It wasn't his fault. He did everything he could. His performance against Spain is probably one of the best individual performances in the whole of the World Cup. But I just think that Luka Modric did something that we haven't seen before at the very, very highest level, and hopefully he'll be awarded for that.
And Cristiano's going to be playing against Manchester United now in the Champions League. How do you think that's going to go?
Well, when you look at that group, there is no end to all the little sort of. You got Ronaldo coming back, you got Pogba going back to Juventus, you got the whole the class of '92 was such a big part of Manchester United and the history. They have a football club. The five guys have a football club with Peter Lim, who owns Valencia. It's just so many. It's incredible. I mean, Ronaldo was back at Old Trafford with Real Madrid. That didn't go too well for Manchester United. Hopefully it'll be a different story next time, but it's great to see him back. He is, I always say, that Maradona was the best player I ever saw. Obviously that's my era growing up as a non-professional football player, but this guy here, Ronaldo, is just so incredible. I mean, whatever he's achieved, I mean, the effort that he puts in every day, the pride he has in always wanting to be the best and always making sure that he is the best. He's just incredible, and it's going to be so great to see him back at Old Trafford, and he will receive an incredible reception, even though he's on the opposite side that day. And the thing is, United, we look at our traditions and our history, and sometimes we also look at our historical stats in games, and we do have a really good statistic against Juventus, so we welcome Ronaldo back, but we're going to give him the usual treatment.
What do you make of things, the way things are going at United at the moment?
We're progressing. We've had a really tough awakening since Sir Alex left and David Gill left at the same time, and it left the club without a certain kind of experience that the biggest club in the football in the world needs. We're getting there. I think we can talk about mistakes or not mistakes, and decisions made or not decisions made, but we got Jose Mourinho, a proven winner. He has his own way of reacting and dealing with whatever, but when you look at what he's done so far, he's improved the squad, he's got better players in, more exciting players in, he's won Europa League, we won the League Cup, we've been in 2 FA Cup finals. We are doing really, really well, on the way to do something better. But he was really trying to solve one of his big problems in the transfer window. It wasn't happening, and as I say, he's got his own way of reacting. But I see and look at it in a bigger picture. I think we are in okay shape. We finished runners-up last season to Man City, who probably put in one of the best performances in the Premier League ever. We were 19 points behind, but we still finished runners-up to Man City. On a number of points that United had previously won the Premier League with. So it's not too bad, and we've got players now in the squad that are inspirational. That you want to go to Old Trafford and see these players. It all just has to come together, and it takes time. So I'm okay. Like any other United fan, I want us to win everything, but I'm also a realist. I know that the other clubs have made incredible moves, and they're closed. Whenever there's an opportunity to close the gap, I've been there myself. Well, you go in and close that gap straight away. If there's an opportunity to be better than your competitors, you take that opportunity, and that's what other teams they've done. And it's just the nature of the game. But I'm quite happy with the progress that we're making, and I'm very, very patient. I know it's going to take time to get back to the level that we expect Manchester United to be at, but I'm absolutely convinced that we will get there.
But our City, the beat for Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson, made a mistake at the weekend. What do you make of his style?
No, I think he's a great goalkeeper. What he's giving you is giving you something to talk about. That's all. even in the game before, the media day before the game, talking about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be this my heart-stopping moments. That's his style, that's how he plays, that's what they bought into. He's a quality goalkeeper, there's no doubt about that. It's difficult to be judging him this early in the Premier League season. It is different to play in the Premier League for any player. But what I'll be looking at in the next couple of weeks and months is how he reacts to now being under scrutiny for having made that one insignificant mistake, because they still got 3 points. And of course his little bit of unluck, if you call that, was that it happened for a Liverpool team who in the last couple of years have had so much criticism of their goalkeepers. So everyone will be keeping an eye out, but hopefully he reacts okay and just moves on and acknowledges that a goalkeeper will always make mistakes and just recover from that.
Is City still the team to beat this year? Man City?
Yeah.
Anyone who finishes above them should win the league.
How have you seen them become worse than last season? They signed one player, so all the players in the squad have Premier League winning experiences. Actually, incredible Premier League winning experience from last season, and some even more. And they signed one player, Riyad Mahrez, who also won the Premier League. And he, in this setup, will be, I think, even better than he was for Leicester. So honestly, I can't see them not winning the Premier League.
Pete, just one thing on Jose. With Paul Pogba winning the World Cup, starring for France, at United it hasn't really gone that well for him. Do you think he's working under the right manager? What do you think of that?
No, I don't want to go there.
Can I ask about Casper? He's just signed a new long-term deal.
Has he? Oh yes, yeah.
He was with Chelsea as well in the summer,
Yeah.
and he's obviously a Leicester legend. What do you make of him committing to Leicester?
No, I think it's good for him that he's committing to the club. I think it's good for the club that they're committing to their players now. So it's a great signal to send that we are serious about this project that we're having. We got signed. Vardy got signed, and Ndidi got signed, and Casper got They all got new contracts, and now they've spent a lot of money in the transfer window. They're trying to sort of rebuild the team, and they're taking the Premier League completely serious. We're in this for the long run, and I think that's really important, because with a club of Leicester's size, which is in this sort of 8 to 16 space in the Premier League, sometimes, I'm not saying Leicester, but most of the clubs, sometimes the reaction to what they do is for something now rather than what's going to happen in 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years. And I think it's great for that kind of middle club to start looking at 5 years and telling the fans. It's a signal to the fans as well. Yeah, listen, we're here, we will invest in the team, we will improve the team, and we are serious about being in the Premier League. So I think it's great. It's really good for Casper also to, he's had the great experience in the World Cup. Of course, he would have liked to try one of the bigger clubs, but the thing is, there was no space, there was no movement anywhere. And then, you commit to what you have, and he loves being at Leicester. The owners have looked after him, and this kind of loyalty, I kind of really like it, because it's very rare in football that you can use the word loyalty. But the club has showed him loyalty, and the players that have sort of re-signed contract, they show loyalty to the club. So yeah, all good.